Now let's get started. Let's go ahead and open this box of ammunition. These are Sellier Bellot, Sellier Bellot, however you want to pronounce in French terms. This is the ammunition we're going to start out with first. I'm going to go ahead and show you what the average cartridge looks like. This is the first time it's been fired. Now you notice that I haven't washed these. I usually don't wash ammunition until after the second time, or first time I've reloaded and the second time I've shot them. But as you can see, they're a little dirty, so we're going to get a rag here and just kind of wipe them down a little bit. As you can see here, you just take each one of these and really just wipe them down really good. Particularly at the tip here, you'll see a lot of build up here. And then just start putting them in a separate container. See the next one. I love the sound of that. Sound of brass mixing. Alright, now we've got those all done. We have 20 here that we're going to do today, or tonight I should say. Then what you got to do is take each one of these carefully, carefully inspect them to make sure there's no cracks on the top here. You have to do that for each and every one of these. That's a good one. Another one. Alright, we've cleaned all these off, checked to make sure that the necks don't have any cracks or fractures. Now we're going to make sure that these are the right length. You have to measure these because as you shoot and reload, this brass stretches out more and more and more and gets longer, to the point where if it gets too long, you're going to have to trim the neck, trim this rim down so that your bullet will seat properly and the whole shell will seat properly in the gun. So you get your kit out and you look at what the dimensions of the bullet are supposed to be. And here it says the whole bullet should only be about 3 inches, but the case should only be 2.114 inches or less. So let's check that out. We have it zeroed out here on inches. Get that in there like that. And what do you know? 2.1145. I think that's close enough. So then you do that with each and every one of these, and the great thing about it is now you can just stick them in there and test them out and see. This one's close but not quite. Still good. Let's see. That's good. It's a little short, but that's alright. Alright, last one. One thing you want to be careful about when you're measuring it is that you're measuring it from just on the other side of that primer, because if you include the primer, sometimes it might seem like it's a little long when in fact it's not. See, when I put it on the primer, it's just a smidge longer than it is when it's off. Like right here. Anyway, it's just something to keep in mind. Alright, so we measured those out. Everything looks okay. On to the next step. Now let's look at this hand kit real quick. You get a little dipper, which if you dare do this without a scale, you can use this, but I'm going to tell you in a little bit that that's not a good idea. You have your the die that you put the bullet in to resize the neck, and also to at the top pour the powder down and then the bullet down to put it in. We'll get to that in a minute. This is something that you used for depriming, or for priming actually, to put the primer on, but we're not going to use that too much on this. Anyway, more on that later. We're going to start with this first here because we're going to need to use this to knock out the primer in these cases. So we'll get that out. And you have two punches. This is just a flat punch, so you can, hammer it out or hammer it down when you're trying to get the primer if you're going to use this. And this is the punch that has the pin top that allows you to actually knock out the primers, the old primers that we're going to get rid of. So we'll use those first. Incidentally, folks, this comes with a components kind of cheat sheet manual here, so if you want to use this for the whole process, you can. I'm not, but in case you want to follow it step by step, it shows you how to use all these tools here to decap the primer, to resize the bullet into the die, to put a primer in this little black piece here, that thing that looks almost like a pipe. In this system, you're supposed to use it to prime it as well, to put a new primer in. I don't like using it, but in any event, if you want to do that, you put it in there and then use one of this flat punch to basically hammer it in from the bottom. Then you use this piece here, down here, so you can knock the bullet shell out again. Then you put the bullet in, and then use this pipe-looking tool to tap down the bullet so you can get to the right height. But again, that's only if you're going to follow this, which I'm going to use some of the steps, but not all of it with the tools I have. Now the next thing we're going to do is take the primers out, the old primers that we've already fired. As you can see here, with this little divot that the firing pin causes to strike the primer. So we're going to knock these out. We're going to use this and this punch with the little pin top on it. And you can't see it, but when you put this on in here, there's a hole in here that allows the old primers to fall out. So we'll put that there. Take this, put it in, and start tapping. Hit it a few times, you'll feel it give a little. It'll go down maybe like a quarter of an inch. Then you'll see that the pin is punched through and it's knocked out that the old primer, which is this here, and you can just throw that away now. So we'll go ahead and do this to the rest of these. Get rid of those. Alright, last one. Alright, that's it. Now, as you can see, the primer's been knocked out. There's a whole stack of these old primers that I need to get rid of, so we'll just wipe those away here. And then we're basically done with that for now. Now we're going to have to lube these so that we can start knocking them into the dies and resizing them. Alright, we're done with this punch, punch with the tip on it, so we'll just put that away for now. I'll clear that area off and we'll get this over here. Now, this is the thing I was showing you about earlier, where it's a simple way, if you're going to use a spray instead of a lube that you coat and smear with your hands. If you're going to use a spray lube, this is the perfect way to do that with these plank of wood here, and there's 20 of them, so I'll fill all these up real quick.